Hello, folks. It's Avidan, and we're going to look a little bit further into those verses that I was talking about today, particularly 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. But also there is verse 4 as well that we will go into a little bit. We're going to be using the KJV. Sometimes I use the English Standard Version. I'd like to know what you guys think about that, but it's always good to go to many different verses and especially look into the roots. So we're going to be using the Blue Letter Bible today. And as we go in, you'll see that the verse reads, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears." Okay, so let's go into, first off, for the time will come when they will not endure. Okay, and that is G430 in the Strongs. And in that, the word is in Greek, anikomai. And I probably butchered that, anikomai. Sorry to those who understand the Greek. But the definition, according to Thayer, says to hold up, to hold oneself erect and firm, and to sustain, to bear, to endure. To forbear, to hold oneself up against, okay, to put up with. And the next word being sound. Now, that word, just one second, that word is hugiano. Hugiaino. And that word is it comes from the word hygiene, actually, meaning to be sound, to be well, to be in good health. Metaphorically, of Christians whose opinions are free from any mixture of error, of one who keeps the graces and is strong. To have sound health, that is, be well in body, figuratively, to be uncorrupt, to be in health, safe and sound, be whole. Okay, so what we consider to be the most healthy is the book of life, which is the Bible. And in doctrine, the next word is, and I will butcher this one as well, didaskalia. Didaskalia. There you go, didaskalia. And this is a very important word for this one here, okay? So bear that in mind. It's going to come up in the later on in the verse. And it says teaching or instruction is the definition. That which is taught, doctrine, or teachings or precepts. Instruction, learning, or teaching. The function or the information of doing so. So a doctrine. So sound, enduring sound doctrine, in holding up healthy teachings. And the most healthy teachings, as Christians believe, is the Word, of course, the Bible. So we will not hold up the Bible, even though we had once come to it. And then it'll say, but, meaning it is a signification in G235, meaning that what comes after is the opposite of what had just came. So, but after their own, okay, and this word here, I'm not here to throw out any insults or anything like that, but if you go into that word, their own, the Greek word is actually IDIOS, okay, and that is where we get the word idiot. And it's not direct, okay, what idiot meant when it was being said was private person, that possibly more ignorant of some things that are outside of their believing. So when I say idiot, I'm not saying that to offend anybody, but that is where this root word derives. So idios, the definition is pertaining to oneself, one's own, belonging to one's self, of uncertain affinity, pertaining to self, that is one's own, by implication, private or separate, his acquaintance, when they were alone, apart, aside, due. When we fell, in the Garden of Eden, as is taught in the Bible, we went on our own. So, and we became ignorant to the healthy teachings. Okay? So, going further into that, their own, well, what is their own talking about? They will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts. Okay, now that word is epithumia. Epithumia in Greek, a desire, a craving, a longing, or a desire for what is forbidden, lust, a longing, concupiscence, desire, or lust. So it's not necessarily it's not necessarily a sexual word. Now, the sexual word could come from that. I'm not 100% sure. My Greek, as you can tell, is horrible. But it's more or less meaning something that is forbidden from the word, something that is your own desires. Okay? So when we go into that, they are not enduring, holding up healthy teachings, but after their own, their private wants, okay, shall they heap, that word is episuriuo, and I probably ruined that word as well, to heap up, accumulate in piles, okay, and the next word, what do they heap up to themselves? Are teachers. And this is going back to the word didaskalos. Okay, this is another conjugation of that verb. This time, it's a noun. It's for a person. Okay, or, yeah, for more or less for a person. And that word is a teacher. One who is fitted to teach or thinks himself so. The teachers of the Jewish religion, it doesn't necessarily have to be, or those who by great power as teachers draw crowds around them, such as John the Baptist or Jesus, by preeminence used of Jesus by himself, as one who showed men the way of salvation, okay, of the apostles and of Paul, of those who in the religious assemblies of the Christians undertook the work of teaching, with the special assistance of the Holy Spirit, of false teachers among Christians. It can also come from an instructor, a doctor, a master, a teacher. One could say expert as well. So this word, didaskalos, it's not necessarily a bad word. Okay, but if you go back, when you use the word but, which is G235, Allah, it is contrary to, in this context, it's contrary to sound doctrine, to healthy teachings. So when you look at that, it's saying that we heap for ourselves teachers, or at least those who think they are, and in this case it could very well be false teachers, since the but says it's contrary to the healthy doctrine. And why do they have that? It goes further into say, having itching ears. Now, if you go into the itching, that is natho, and G2833, to scratch, to tickle, make to itch, desirous of hearing something pleasant. Okay? From a primary word, to scrape, to scratch, that is to tickle. And those itching ears is what they're talking about. Akoe. Some Greek person's going to ruin me for this, but whatever. The sense of hearing, the organ of hearing, the ear, the thing heard, by instruction, namely oral. It could be preaching the gospel, so it isn't a negative thing necessarily. Hearsay, report, or rumor. So it could be positive, it could be negative. Hearing, the act, the sense of the thing heard. Audience, ear, fame, which ye heard. Hearing, preached. Report, or rumor. Okay? So when we look into this and we look at the roots of these words, for the time will come when they will not endure, so they will not hold up sound, healthy doctrine, teaching. So they will not hold up healthy teachings, which we believe to be the Bible as Christians. But, meaning that what comes after is contrary, after their own IDIOS, their private lusts, what they want to hear, shall they heap to themselves teachers, or those who believe to be teachers, having itching ears, could be false teachers as well, because they have itching ears, things that they want to hear. So a lot of the times, the Bible can be very hard to continue going through, to endure, because it tells so much about yourself that sometimes people just can't continue. And rather than wrestling with this, trying to wrestle for this meaning, it's much easier to go astray and find somebody who will tell you what you want to hear. So the way for us to counteract that, so that we don't turn away, is to keep yourself in the Word. Because if you keep yourself in the Word and you try not to have the IDIOS, your own lusts, get in the way of what you're trying to learn in the Bible, if you just endure for as long as you can, and then endure some more, because this is the key. We can all be saved. We can all be saved. And I'm not going to go into the doctrine because I am a fool with this kind of stuff. I'm a donkey. I'm just trying to learn for myself. But the more you stay in the Word, the more sound your doctrine will become. Okay? Your teachings will be much more healthy. And therefore, when you do that, you will be able to be on guard from these teachers that may claim to be teachers, but they could be blamers, they could be just following their own IDIOS, right? Their own lusts. Okay? So maybe I'll get a little bit further into verse 4. I know time is running out, but I thought that this was really important to get a little bit deeper into. And I'd love to hear your comments on this. I do have the comments on approved only. I know that a lot of people might not like that, and I'm sorry. However, I want to make sure that this stays as healthy as possible and that we keep sound doctrine. So as long, guys, as you keep it nice, you keep it respectful, and if you follow the Word to the best what I can see, I can't see it, but I'll try my best to get to those comments right away. And other than that, I have a couple recommendations. What I used here, though I'm probably going to be using the Blue Letter Bible to show these. I'm using MySword, the app for Android, and you can search that just by looking apps or MySword Bible. And mine is for Android. I don't know if there is an iPhone version. I guess there would be. And there's also the Blue Letter Bible if you're not using mobile and you want to take a look on your computers or whatnot. This will show all of these words that I showed to you in concordance with the Strong's dictionary. I want to let you know I don't really believe myself to be a teacher. I'm just following along, trying to show you what I'm learning as I'm going through my studies. And I once again want to thank Chrissy for showing this, because I thought that this was extremely important for people to see. But most importantly, I want to thank God for opening my eyes. And hopefully, I will be able to endure sound teaching this time and stay healthy. God bless everybody. Thank you so much. This has been Avidan, and stay strong in the Word.